Hi guys, how are we doing? I just started this and realised I forgot my microphone, so started again. Out practice. How are you all doing? I'm actually doing okay. Last time I saw you, I think I'd just fallen off the kitchen side a while back and hurt my back. And because of that, I hadn't been able to sit down or stand up. And I've had a very interesting life for the past 3-4 weeks. It's been a while. I can finally sit down in one position. Found it quite funny. I've been watching people's lives like Hooker versus Hooker and Sam from Sam Jam Basket and Lisa do them, but they're in Australia, so it's a different time zone to me. And I've been watching them take my iPad around and trying to watch things because I can't stay in one position. Anyway, I thought I'd do a catch-up on my January finish makes for Crafty Self-Pray, which is another Sam brainchild, and Christina from Bella Unchinato and Sam from Memphis Makes do this. I started it last year and then didn't finish counting. I lost my Kojo and all sorts last year. So I thought I'd show you what I'd got, and of course written things down which help, but if I'm missing something. First of all, another thing I joined in with this year was with Missi and Mrs. Universe and more, and she has been doing, hang on, I've got the book here. I know it's in here. I actually put everything in a bag. She started last year. Laura from Mad Mimi's Crocheting Farming did a dishcloth along a year of dishcloths, and somebody gifted Missi this book, Little Encyclopedia of Dishcloths, and she started a dishcloth along this year. Go over and check her out. Wrong notebook. So, first dishcloth was 42 grams. Second dishcloth was 55 grams. Now some of these will be weird sizes because sometimes I add size 4 cotton and sometimes I add DK and they've just come out like they've come out. I've not written that. I think that was a classic granny square and that was mesh. This one, number 3, was 41 grams, was mesh snobby and has little popcorn stitches, bubble stitches, but they're not, they were quite clever. Dishcloth number 4 was 39 grams. A lovely textured one. And pretty much the same back and forward front. Number 5 was, it came out absolutely dinky. It's supposed to be a watermelon one. And I did it in the colours I had. And that came out at 22 grams. So that was all my dishcloth so far. So I still have to do this week. I started doing the 12 cast-ons, which was Ange from Yarn and Yarn's brainchild, and having that many cast-ons was not sitting in my head quite well. I haven't finished on dishcloth. I did do a couple of extras. This one was 38 grams. It's just corner to corner. It's pretty, isn't it? And this one is, I was just playing around one night with the colours for Hooker versus Hooker and kitchen accessory. And that one was 17 grams. As I was saying, I started doing 12 cast-ons with Ange, and it was just messing with my head. If I'd had 12 cast-ons and I put them all in a project bag to keep them all organised, I would then have not 12 cast-ons because I would have forgotten most of them existed. Anyway, one of these I started for the 12 cast-ons and I finished was a Sophie scarf. Have I got the yarn here? Yes, I have. And this was trying to use up my scraps of, not scraps, it's dash, but it's crafted stuff. I did, this is oldie double knit yarn in plum that I have had a few on myself for quite a few years. And this is fluff I got from Temu. No labels, no nothing, I don't know what it is. And I held that doubled together and made my Sophie scarf. I think I did the medium size. And since I finished it, we have not had cold enough weather to wear it, so, because I overheat easily. But I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. I finished that off, and that took my total up to, that took 283 grams of yarn. Then we had, oh, it's done wonders for my hair, wasn't it? Then we had a bit of a long story. My cat, like many other cats, has a thing about boxes. And just before Christmas, I bought in a cardboard box. I bought some vegetables in. I was going to give you the name of the shop, but most of you won't know it, so I'm not going to. We went over to a farm shop and they do roast dinner vegetable boxes, and a box of that lasts me and Luke quite a while with vegetables in it. So I emptied the vegetables out the box and stupidly put the box on the floor, and the cat don't mind. And I didn't have the heart to kick her out of it. However, the box has now been moved into my living room and it is driving me slightly nuts having this cardboard box that the cat is so attached to. She sits in there and looks at me and I'm like, no, I can't kick her out. So she's had cat beds, but she doesn't sleep in cat beds. Because why would you sleep in a comfortable comfortable bed when you can have a cardboard box? So I'm on a few step mission here. Undecided. She likes her crochet blanket that she has on the bed upstairs, in the spare room, and on the sofa. So I got oh, I am organised today. So I got an idea. The only thing I haven't got is the book. Elizabeth Zimmerman, I was looking through some of my old knitting books, and she was showing how to knit round corners in a modular blanket, and then she explained how to do a big square blanket just going round corners to make a big square blanket. I got all excited. I started watching Lord of the Rings trilogy and I got out some yarn. Of course, there's no label on that, it'd be too easy. But I believe it's the same sort of yarn from the Knitting Network. I got this. And I just held these all three together and literally knitted 1/4 of this blanket, or one corner. It's 72 stitches. It's not the best knitting I've ever done, but it's so soft and squidgy, and I love the colours it all come together as. So my plan is, now the box has been there on its own for a while, I will put the blanket in the box. Now, this will either go one of two ways. She will either love the blanket and sit in the blanket with the box, or she'll totally ignore the whole lot and I can get rid of the box. One or the other, we'll wait and see. So this blanket's going in the box later today and we'll see what's going on with that one. But that used up 306 grams of yarn. I was going to do a full... If you do one corner and then you do another corner and it all turns into a massive square, I was going to do a bigger one, but it would have been too big for the use I needed. So... Oh, sorry, message. Hang on, I'll be back. Sorry about that message from my granddaughter. She's not feeling too brilliant. She's at school. Just checking she didn't need picking up. She says she's okay for now, but not feeling wonderful, and they are aware, so fingers crossed she'll be okay. Now, the next thing I did, unfinished, because I still have a load of unfinished things on my needles and hooks, but this last thing I finished in January was Sam over at Manford's Makes mentioned the viral Chester hat that had been going around on Instagram. And I've forgotten who did it. I'll look it up. I'll look it up and link it if I can. And she was mentioning it, and I thought, oh, I have some yarn that will make do a wonderful job in that. And I never had this yarn because it came up on my Facebook memories and said 7 years ago I got this yarn, and whatever I did with it, I couldn't find anything that sat right with it. So it's the viral Chester hat. Sam mentioned it, and I went, oh, yep. I went and got my neon stripes yarn. Upside down. When I was on watching live with Lisa and Sam, I asked Sam if she thought I could do a knit rib on this. I really prefer knit ribs to crochet ribs. And I got my pom-poms all from Stash. I put it on, but it's bad enough as it is now. I absolutely love this. I don't know when I'll wear it, but it was so easy. If you've done a Hexie cardigan or a Hexie, you know how to do this. Basically, it's just folded differently. Instead of folding, you just fold it differently when you get to the size you need. And sew down 2 edges and put on a rib. So that was the last thing I did in January and completed, and that weighed in at 124 grams with the pom-poms and the pom-pom buttons, making in total, which I didn't think it was going to be this much, 967 grams, which is almost 10 of those, almost, not quite, but almost. Which is amazing when you consider how much space 10 balls of yarn takes. So that was my knit and crochet totals. Now, I've been baking a lot in January. It's mostly been bread. But I didn't weigh anything. I'm counting those as items. First thing I did, if I've got pictures of these, I'll put a slideshow at the end, but I don't always take photos. Sometimes I do, but not always. One of the things I did was a viral Bailey's fruit cake. We had a part bottle of Bailey's in the fridge left over, and oh yeah, my fridge broke in January. So I had to buy a new one, so we had to sort out everything in the fridge, and I remembered we had a part bottle of Bailey's, so I made the viral Bailey's fruit cake, where you soak your fruit in a liquid, obviously Bailey's in this case, and then in the morning you add self-raising flour. Turned out absolutely beautiful, and I will do something very similar this Christmas. Then I did a garlic and rosemary focaccia. Was it focaccia? Focaccia? I never know how to say it. Mainly because it's my daughter's favourite bread, and I was in a baking mood. I made a batch of wholemeal pita bread. That was gorgeous. The best one that sticks to mind was, I then made, all of this is sourdough bread, by the way. I revived my sourdough starter, and she is doing absolutely amazing. A wholemeal mature cheddar and everything bagel seasoning loaf, and also a plain white sour loaf. So that's 5 big baking. I was just about to say, oh no, I made, but that was February, and I haven't wrote that down, so I must start a February's list. Did I start a February's list? Not yet, I will do. So 5 big baking projects as well. So I didn't think I'd done a lot in January, but now I think I have, and I'm pretty pleased with myself. So that is my totals for Craft Yourself Free. 5 baking projects and 967 grams of yarn used up. So are any of you doing it? If you are, let me know. I want to go check out everybody's totals. I love seeing what everybody accomplishes during the month. I know this is a bit late for January being the 9th of February, but that's me. I'm always a bit late. As my nan said, I dilly-dally too much. So I'm going to love you and leave you and let you get on with your day now, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Take care.